Bryce Hollenstein. Thank you, Uptown Bills, for having us tonight. This is great. I am a member of Jill's class, Career Writing for the Socially Aware, and I usually write plays, but tonight I decided to write a poem that is a lot of memories from my childhood that I never want to get rid of. It's called Growing Up in the Yellow House. I remember when a stick could be a gun and the garage could be an alien spaceship. I remember when Grant, my friend with mental disabilities, was just my friend. I remember playing You Show Me Yours and I'll Show You Mine with Stephen, Glenn, and Cameron. I remember drives to Grandma Ruth's house. I never appreciated those as I should have. I remember wrestling with Kelsey because for some reason it felt good. I remember last chance barbecues when the leaves turned orange and fell from their branches. I remember the bus rides of Truth or Dare. I remember when drives out to the country had a country to drive to. I remember large dogs being my biggest fear. I remember when sleepovers were only once a weekend. I also remember when sleepovers included sleep. I remember trying to be quiet while playing with Legos at 6 a.m. on Saturday mornings. I remember hearing the crying from the basement once my mom left. I remember egging and TPing houses past curfew. I remember the Pekingese puppies my mom decided to start breeding. I remember going to the grand opening of the Super Walmart in my town. I remember stealing Thomas the Tank Engine toys from the toy store on the square. I remember climbing trees higher than my house. I remember Adriana Jelanovich and Stephen Noctoy. I remember finding out why my friend wore long sleeves all the time to cover his wrists. I remember delivering my first puppy. I remember dressing up as a girl with my sisters. I remember having a crush on the babysitter. I remember drinking for the first time in my friend's basement. I remember telling Chelsea Tentler that I loved her. I also remember Chelsea's boyfriend. I remember when Ben died. I remember Alyssa, Curtis, and Emily laughing on top of the mountain. I remember paying for the car repairs with hours of yard work. I remember the 21-inch bass I caught in Westwood Lakes. I remember when summertime meant summer theater. I remember when Grandma Ruth died. I remember when my cousin moved into my house because of his school and drug problems. I remember when going to the store meant getting a new toy. I remember waving goodbye after being dropped off at school until I couldn't see the car anymore. I remember losing my virginity after prom. I remember watching SpongeBob with my siblings when we could all fit on the same couch. I remember when I was told that my brother had Asperger's and actually understood what it meant. I remember the snowball fight that turned into a real fight. I remember when what parents said was the law. I remember watching one of the puppies die before school one morning. I remember when my hair was down to my shoulders. I remember when making friends didn't involve a computer screen. I remember moving out of my mom's house for the last time. I remember experimenting with Colin in the shower. I remember getting into costumes and sneaking on stage to a German play about the story of Christ. I remember Friday night high school football games. I remember dressing as Lady Gaga for school one day. I remember winning the individual spirit stick for my class. I remember the last time I saw my mom before she moved to California. I remember watching Cops with Jack Berg while he was under house arrest. I remember when my dad got cancer. I remember getting arrested for shooting cars with a slingshot. I remember when what mattered most was how many dinosaurs I could name. I remember how I made my dad cry during an argument we had. I miss walking home with my mom from the bus stop every day. Thank you.